Now the story of the Obamacare navigators. This made a big splash. Starting in October, tens of thousands of people will start working to help you choose the different options under Obamacare. These navigators will make up to $48 an hour, 6 times the federal minimum wage. 21,000 of them have already been requested by California alone. And who knows how many more across the country. It doesn't stop there. The government says it'll provide free translators for people who don't speak English, no matter what your native tongue. I want to bring in Betsy McCoy, who wrote the book Beating Obamacare. All right, number one. Who will these navigators be, according to the rules?
Well, the rules which were released this week put a top priority on hiring people who represent the racial, ethnic, and cultural demographics of each neighborhood. So instead of recruiting people who have knowledge of insurance, knowledge of mathematics, who are capable of actually lending good advice about insurance, what really matters, according to the Department of Health and Human Services, is what language you speak, what dances you like, whom you know in your neighborhood. These are going to be community organizers.
Race and ethnicity.
Race and ethnicity. Yes, if you look on pages 59 and 60,
Betsy.
it spells it out.
This is a healthcare
Recruit,
system.
Support, and promote a staff that is representative of the demographic characteristics, including primary language spoken.
Next question. As I understand it, there are questions in California about who these people will be. And what's this about? Background checks?
Yes, there's resistance in California to insisting on a background check for each, quote, assister or navigator. But you, as a consumer, you wouldn't want to hand your Social Security number, your residential address, your financial information to somebody who could have a criminal record. And yet in California, some of the community groups are arguing, we don't want to do background checks. It would render ineligible too many minority men with previous convictions.
Okay.
Well, that's not putting the consumer first.
How much money is going to flow through Obamacare to these community organizations?
Oh, well, there is $100 million a year handed out by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention alone for, quote, community transformation grants.
Wait, hold on, Betsy. $100 million a year to the likes of Acorn?
Yeah, well, to all kinds of groups. Some of them are funded primarily based on their race and ethnicity. The recipients have to be in minority communities, okay, where minorities make up the majority of the population. And there's a lot in this law that gives very strong preferences to minorities over the rest of Americans. For example...
Okay, hold on a second. I've got a lot to get in here.
Yeah.
They start hiring these people on October the 1st?
That's right.
And tens of thousands will be hired?
Tens of thousands will be hired. And
$20 to $48 an hour each?
That's right. And we have millions of recent college graduates who are looking for work. But instead of suggesting that they be hired, the criteria here are race and ethnicity.
Who pays? Is it the state government that pays, like California, Sacramento, or is it the feds?
In some states, the federal government will pay because those states wisely refuse to set up state insurance exchanges. But in the states that agreed to set up exchanges, they will foot the bill. Their state taxpayers will foot the bill.
All right, Betsy, I know there's a lot more we could get into, and we will, because you always bring that tome with you. Which
I don't care what color my insurance assister is. I just want to make sure that person, male or female, whatever ethnicity, knows about insurance and can help me choose the right plan.
All right, Betsy, we're out of time, unfortunately, but thanks very much for joining us, as always. Thank you, Betsy.